to the I-80 Club and another Saturday morning coffee show. Jack, I've already had all my coffee because I was up early because of the storm. It's all gone. No more coffee for your boy.
What, you just cutting yourself off?
No, I had the whole pot at like 6 a.m.
Did you only have one pot in the house? Get another one, you wuss.
I know.
Let's go. We'll wait.
I was literally just thinking, why didn't I make a second pot of coffee? I should have just done another pot of coffee.
It's not the Saturday morning, only a little coffee show.
Yeah.
You know, it's not one coffee Friday. It's as much freaking coffee as you want and large plastic cups of Diet Mountain Dew.
Nice. And the camera, your camera's still all flashy washy.
Oh, is it doing it? It didn't do it during the.
It didn't do it the other day, but now it's doing it again today.
Fixed.
I know. Well, we got time.
I apologize for that, y'all. Dang it. All right. I will work on that. I thought it was fixed. My bad.
It's all good. Welcome in, everybody. It's a Saturday morning coffee show. Josh Peterson and Jack Mitchell. If you're hanging out with us live this morning, we would very much appreciate a like and subscribe of the YouTube page. We would also love to have you at patreon.com/I80 Club. Jack, we put up a brand new episode of Volleyball State for subscribers late last night. I think I posted it at like 10:15. I went to a movie, and the movie, Jack, started 10 minutes late because something was wrong with the reel. And so the manager had to come into the room and say, like, hey, we have some issues. So that was why the podcast got posted a little later than I was expecting to last night. Apologies, but it's in your feed.
I'm going to be listening to that today because thank goodness Volleyball State is on our team. This was a good week to have them, Josh. It was a relentless week of volleyball news, oddly enough. On my news talk show, there was one day where the top 3 stories on my afternoon show, I kind of rank them by priority, were volleyball stories. We're volleyball.
Yeah, what did you say that you texted the group chat with Jeff and Lincoln and Jeff, and you were like, can you guys just do a live show right now? I need more information on what the hell's happening.
And I actually called Lincoln and had him be my afternoon guest yesterday on my show. Did a little bit of Volleyball State promotion.
Hell yeah, baby! We had Lincoln on, I think, right after the John Cook retirement. So maybe we'll have to reach out to Jeff and Lincoln a little bit more on the afternoon show. Yeah.
By the way, they got a whole bunch of new gear in the spread shop too, as well on our merch shop. So
yes, go check it out if you're watching on the YouTube page right now. It should be right below you, Jack. Is probably where all that information is. We've been putting it out on the socials, so go buy the stuff. We put a ton of new things in there, and Jack and I have some ideas for some designs for our type of shows. So we'll try to get some new stuff in there moving forward. But yeah, by the way, speaking of Lincoln and Jeff, they will be joining us 2 weeks from today, right, Jack, on the coffee show ahead, because that will be around the AVCA Weekend of Madness.
It'll be right in the middle of it. It'll be right in the middle of it. That's the plan. That's the hope. We're going to, and if we don't get them on then, we might make an alternate plan, but our hope is to have them on for a little live shot with them right on that Saturday morning for a few minutes during the coffee show. Look at us bringing on guests.
Yeah. Shout out. Speaking of guests, we'll have an announcement in just a couple of moments. If you missed anything we have done this week, because Jack said it, we've had a lot of stuff. There have been 2 episodes of Volleyball State. We had in the free feed 5 through 1 of the Chronicles. We hope everyone has had a chance to check that out. For subscribers, you actually have the epilogue already that Jack and I recorded a few weeks ago. That is in your feed. And the second I-80 football show went up early yesterday on the free feed, on the Patreon feed, without ads for the latter, and then on the YouTube page as well. Michael Weinreb, author of numerous books, including one of my favorite college football books, Seasons of Saturdays. He's also a Penn State alum. I originally reached out to him to get him on in November, so we had a lot of conversation about his career, covering college football, the changes in the last decade, et cetera, et cetera. So we had that. And then, Jack, that show will start on its normal day and time and weekly on August the 21st. So Thursday the 21st, that is going to be a Thursday pod. I have the first 3 weeks locked down, and I think people are really going to dig the guests that we have coming up. I know you know some of the guests that we have.
Oh, yeah, they're good. This is a really high level of guests Josh has gotten. I'm not even being sarcastic like I often do. I'm really excited about the guests that he's got for this. So that's going to be a great, great show.
Yep, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. All right, Jack, should we get to the news that we are insanely excited to announce before we dive into some football talk ourselves?
Yeah, we should. We are adding a new show. And this is going to be a show that is going to air twice a week. It's going to air on Friday and Monday, and not going to involve Josh nor myself, barring us coming on as a guest or something like that. The show is going to be called. Do you want to bring up the thing now, or do you want to wait?
Boom.
There, Big Ten Breakdown. Now, the host of this show is a guy named Ben Stevens, and some of you may know him. Probably most of you. I don't know if most fair to say most of you don't. Maybe you all do. If you were in Omaha, in the last 10 years and follow the media market, he was a sports guy at CamTV for a time. He had come down here early in his TV career, originally from the Los Angeles area, and ended up here for a few years. Loved Nebraska. Got to know some of the media members here in town. He has a lot of common friends with us. Ended up moving out to New York City. Had been working for Sports Grid out there and doing a whole bunch of college football stuff, and recently got laid off from his full-time job. And so I had connected with him like just a little online, but I really thought he had done good stuff. I know his specialty was the Big Ten. And so for the heck of it, I just kind of threw him a note after talking to Josh. And I was like, hey, I saw you got laid off. I know how that can go in a transition time. If you ever are looking for a place to still do some content, maybe make a little, and I do mean little, amount of extra money. But at least some place to get your stuff out there, especially, and find a community, and maybe grow, right? And grow with us, and find a community of people who are going to be like intensely interested in it. And he was interested. Josh and I had a meeting with him. Josh didn't know of him. And so he kind of.
Well, I knew of him. I just didn't know him. I knew who. Yeah.
I didn't even know that. But you had asked around then with some of the people you knew, and we got nothing but great reports. And then we had a meeting with him. And like, I think Josh and I were both like, oh my gosh, this guy's great. He's great. And he is going to, like, I listened to a little of his podcast work, and then we did the meeting, and I texted Josh while we were getting ready for the meeting. I was like, this guy sounds like he's going to be a studio guy for the Big Ten Network at some point. Like, that's the vibe he gives off. Super prepared, super authoritative. Really good. I mean, he went to Syracuse and he studied journalism at Syracuse, dude. Like, he went to Syracuse, and which is, if you don't know, it's a very
IYK.
Yeah. If you know, you know for sure. Yeah. And so he said yes, a little bit to our surprise, to be honest. But I think he's interested in the club. He'd been following it. He liked the concept of it. He liked the idea of it. He liked the idea of maybe even growing with us going forward. So he's going to start this. He agreed. And so, Josh, we are going to get started coming up. I don't have it in front of me. What day is the first show going to be?
First show is coming up on Friday, August the 22nd, ahead of week 0. And there are no Big Ten games that week, but we figured, hey, why not start right before the college football season really gets going? It will be, I don't know if he's doing a show on Monday the 25th, but moving forward, certainly into week 1 and beyond, twice a week show. So a Monday recap podcast and then a Friday preview podcast. The plan is for guests. The plan is for conversations. The plan is for him to preview, to recap, all sorts of things. So that will be a Monday and Friday podcast moving forward with Ben, the Big Ten Breakdown. And as Jack said, we're really, really excited to have him on. I think that he's going to be making some appearances on some coffee shows as well, talking some Big Ten football. I mean, he told it to us, Jack, when we had the meeting with him. He what did he say? Like, I love the Big Ten football, or I love the Big Ten conference, maybe a bit too much or whatever it was. It was pretty funny. So we're excited to have him. We think he covers the league really, really well. And this is going to be a whole lot of fun. D'Lo asked a couple of minutes ago, is this going to be live? The plan at the beginning is for them to be recorded, but eventually perhaps we're going to have some live episodes in there as well. So we're super excited to welcome Ben. You know, we've talked about it a lot, Jack, over the course of the last few months since we've added on Lincoln and Jeff for Volleyball State, like how excited we have been for the fall. We keep saying this will be our biggest fall yet, and now we feel that way even more so. Jack and I will continue doing all of the Husker football stuff that we've been doing for the last 3 years, and it's going to be nice to have someone in Ben who will cover the league overall, the league as a whole, and then, of course, Volleyball State covering volleyball, both locally and nationally. So we think that this is going to be a kick-ass move for us moving into what could potentially around here locally be a really big football season.
Yeah, super excited about it. And just to build on what you said about the question about being live, we actually toyed with it being live, but at the beginning, we want to just make sure it's coming out at a consistent time and working with his schedule right now. And so, like Josh said, exactly, we're going to do it recorded just so it's coming in your feed at a time you expect it, which is going to be, the idea is going to be Friday mornings, right?
Yep.
And then Monday morning. So you'll have a Big Ten pregame, basically.
Yep.
Menu discussion, what's coming up that week, and then a review on Monday. It's kind of like, again, we always refer to Split Zone Duo because we like them, but they do that with the entire college world. They do a Friday and a Monday, or a Friday and a Sunday. And so that's kind of what it's going to be. But he probably will have some guests on as well throughout this thing, and it'll kind of be 30 to 45 minutes, a great way to start your football weekend. And kind of a local flair to it too, although he's in New York City, and then I think he'll eventually be back in LA for this whole thing. So we're in the big cities now too.
Yeah, excited to welcome in Ben. Jab says, I'm interested to learn how he got into covering the Big Ten as a Syracuse alum. Yeah, we'll certainly let him tell a story. I mean, he was in Omaha for a few years. I just think he really loves the conference. He really loves the conference and loves the football. And, I mean, Jack, you mentioned one of the pods that we love, SZD. We also really got into Kings of the North last year. And so it's fun to have someone like this who has that focus on the Big Ten Conference. And so, it's going to be fun. I've been so excited for this football season and volleyball season. I mean, for a while, but especially once we added Volleyball State, and this ramps that up even more. Pretty awesome.
Yeah. And he was by the way, he did Locked On Big Ten. I believe he did the first Locked On Big Ten podcast back in 2020. And did that for over a year.
What a fun year.
That's like what Connor does. Yeah. That's what Connor does for Nebraska, but they originally had a Big Ten one, and so he was the host of that. So he's done other Big Ten stuff as well. So so there you go. That's the announcement. So looking forward to bringing Ben on, and we are hoping we can get him on maybe the coffee show next Saturday. And do a little introduction before his first show, because that'll be week 0 then, right? No. Yes.
2 weeks from now is week 0.
Yeah. So
yeah, dude, we're almost here.
So either that Saturday, and then the Saturday after that is week 0, right? When and then so
that's week 0.
That's
the
the
same
ABCA
weekend
too.
As the ABCA. Yeah. So that's going to be bonkers. And by the way, speaking of that, we're still trying to lock down the exact plans, but stay tuned for what we're going to deliver for week 0, but in particular for the ABCA event. It's going to be pretty cool, and we'll have some stuff going on in the club. And I guess, Jack, kind of one more thing before we get going with our discussion today. We mentioned this a lot, but Volleyball State will be doing post-game shows for select matches, Volleyball Late, which they did twice in the spring. So the plan is for the majority of those to be inside of the Patreon. So if you want access to all of those, as well as all the other bonus episodes and newsletters that they will do, we would love to have you at patreon.com/i80club. And as a reminder, if you sign up for the community tier, you get access to everything. You get access to everything live. You get access to everything recorded. You get access to all the newsletters. So patreon.com/i80club.
All right. That's all of that, right?
There you go. Perfect.
I hope so.
Yeah. No more announcements for now. We'll see.
No more announcements. People don't want too many announcements. That was a lot. We usually don't have that many.
Yeah.
And we're not going to announce it today, but we also have a sponsor coming for the. We have a new segment and a new sponsor coming as well. We'll probably introduce that next week on Saturday Morning Coffee, and it's coming from within the building to some degree.
Look at that. The calls inside the house. The calls inside the house. Husker from you. Change. I don't like change. Jack, why do people keep mentioning you shoving a runza up your butt?
That's Sam's fault, as is most of the things like that, references that start to go viral you can usually bet they're Sam's fault, and so that would be Sam's fault again.
Yeah.
So, yes. AKA Lashun for those who are new to the club.
Yeah. All right. Yes. Well, cool. Jack, we had a conversation yesterday. You joined on Sportsmanlike Conduct, as you do every Friday, and everybody knows that you've been a Friday guest on our show for months now. This is not a new development. If you missed that, tough luck for you. But we had a conversation about the Cincinnati game, and I can already see D'Lo. Well, surprisingly, he hasn't started typing yet, but I know that his typing fingers are gonna start going. Why on earth would anyone expect anything to happen? I asked you a question about this game of, are you nervous yet about the Cincinnati game? And then I put out a poll question, and it was basically 50-50 of nervous versus not nervous. It seems like the big game feelings have started hitting the tum-tums for the Husker fans as of late.
Yeah.
What
was the result, or where is it at?
It was pretty much 50. I mean, my Twitter, I have no idea what's going on with my Twitter account right now, Jack. I don't know if I have access to anything anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can read poll questions anymore. But it was pretty much, last I checked, here it is. Are you nervous about the Cincinnati game? Yes, 48.8%. No, 51.2%.
That sounds about right. I mean, yeah, and I confirmed to you that I am, and I think anybody who's saying they're not is lying a little bit.
Yeah.
On paper, you may not be nervous, but we can discuss whether or not even that is justified. But if you listen to the Groin Kick Chronicles, frankly, any part of it, and came away confident that this is the kind of game that Nebraska will handle easily, I want some of what you're having right now. And it's not necessarily a doubt in the talent of this team or anything specifically. It's just that when you've done the same thing for 10 years, over 3 coaches, hundreds of players, multiple administrators, and those sorts of things, it's hard to just have a reason to believe it's going to stop. Even though I think I do this year, generally, I would say I'm not worried that it isn't going to continue.
Yeah. Yeah, I have been, and for the record, I still think they're going to win by multiple scores. But my goodness, this week, and am I allowing Michael Severe to affect my mindset a bit too much?
Everyone does this with him.
I know. We do view like what he says.
If he's watching today.
Yeah.
Yes. Michael, you have great influence. Send us another super chat.
Yeah. Thank you, Michael. We love to hear from you. But like, seriously, that is like that has affected, I think, a lot of the view of Nebraska football, and in particular the defensive side of the football, which seemed to be like the most sure thing of the Matt Rule experience. And I know that he's only seen a couple of practices, right? Like, it's not like Michael has been there every single day. But man, his takeaways from what he saw last Saturday at the Big Red Preview definitely have given me a bit of pause. And in particular, Jack, I think it's in large part because of what he said about the secondary, which is a position group that I think a lot of people have viewed as like this huge positive.
Do you have that? I don't know that I saw that, but could you? I mean, do you have access to what Michael said, or no? Well, I mean, was that on your show?
It was on Sportsmanlike Conduct.
Oh, I don't listen to that program, so I didn't hear that. Okay,
not surprised.
What I mean, first of all, the whole Michael being big on the defense started not on your show, but on this show. Okay,
that's true. Exactly.
That we made fetch happen there. With that whole thing, that's where that began. And so this is just like a continuation of that. But can you share a summation for those? I know most people, the vast majority of people, listen to every minute of that show. But for those who might have missed some of it in a very rare circumstance, could you give a little summation? It sounds like positive, especially about the defensive backs, is what you were saying.
Yeah. So, I mean, and look, the hard part, Jack, about practice often was it one side being good or the other side being bad, right? But it sounds like, and everybody who was there said this, the wide receivers had quite the evening. The wide receivers had quite the performance against the defensive backs. And so I think that he left that being a little worried. I know that some of it was getting a look at the linebackers. I think that there was some maybe concern seeing the linebackers. And in particular, Watson Trent's size, I think, was which, like, it's not like this is new information, how big or small he is, but I think that played into part of it as well. But I really think it was the wide receivers kind of having a really nice day against the secondary. I think was a large part in how he felt and how he feels.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood then what you were saying at the beginning. I'm glad I had you say that then. Okay.
How did you understand it?
Well, I thought you were saying the secondary looked good.
No, it was that the wide receivers dominated
them. No, at the very outset. Yeah.
That's why he came away feeling lesser about the defense.
Okay. See, it's a good thing I asked you this. I thought it was just a reiteration because he was pumping up the defense on our show.
Correct. And so that's
Got
what's
it. Got it.
yeah. That's what has changed the people's view of a lot of people. Matt says it wasn't Dane Key out of practice that day. Yeah, Dane Key wasn't even practicing.
That's true. But everybody said Corey Barney looked good.
Yeah. Everybody said a lot of the players on offense look good. Yeah, Royals girl. Jack not listening to Josh. Yeah, I realized Jack wasn't even paying attention to anything I said as I was setting that entire thing up.
No, at first we said at the beginning that Michael on this show was positive specifically about Riley Van Poppel, but about the entire defense. He said, don't worry about the defense. So I assumed what you said when he said more since then, and people were getting on like behind it, was the same thing he said on our show.
No, that's why people have been down on the defense.
I thought you were saying they were up on the defense.
No,
I stopped listening to a part that was
tell.
not. No, I didn't. There's a part I didn't listen to, but not an important part. What I said is still correct.
Interesting.
And I still have the important information.
Interesting.
In any case, I thought he repeated the same thing he said on our show, just gave some more detail to it.
No,
so he's changed. So he switched.
Yes, that was what
the season hasn't even started, and he's had 2 opinions on the defense. Great. Okay.
Correct.
Cool.
Yeah. All right.
Got
so
it.
I guess you're fine. You're good. You're totally good.
No, I get it.
Not buying it. He wasn't wearing the shirt. Yeah, he didn't have the Saints shirt on. I mean, that is definitely true.
I mean, this guy's leading us on a roller coaster of emotions about the quality of this team before they played a game. Good Lord.
Yeah.
I can't do this anymore. I'm getting off the Michael Severe analysis roller coaster. I can't do. You guys are all in. I know you love it, but listen, I was already bought in. I'm telling all my friends about this defense. I'm buying stock in them, and I think I have insider info. And then my insider goes and changes his info or gives different info to someone else. Interesting.
Yeah. Matt
hedging his bets, maybe.
Matt writes, past lawyer check. Your Honor, I only tuned you out when you were saying some bullshit that wasn't important. Yeah, that's basically what you just said there. Jab says, I'm with Jack Mitchell. Husker for MU writes, it's a bit. Yeah. And no, look, the only reason that I said what I did is not to say that my opinion on the defense has changed, but more, I have now paused on that side of the ball for maybe the first time throughout this offseason. Because I have been someone who has been pretty bullish and positive about the defensive side of the ball.
And you would say that is most, and what is the biggest reason for your
Michael? The whole conversation, it's because of Michael.
It's just what Michael says goes into your brain and comes out of your mouth. Is this what everyone does?
That's how we started this whole conversation.
No, but Josh, do you have an no, stop. Do you have an independent thought? No, this is not me not listening. I'm asking you.
Welcome to the Saturday morning coffee show, everybody.
Do you just control C, control V Michael's brain and put it in yours and then spit it out on the radio?
A huge announcement coming up on the pod today.
No, do you have any original Josh Peterson thought about the defense, or is it just repackaging Michael's? That's all I need to know.
I have many independent thoughts on the defense.
I asked you what one was, and you were like, "Oh, it's just what Michael said." And I'm like,
"No."
What about you, Josh? Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah.
You think about?
Well, I haven't seen practice. I haven't gone to any of the practices yet.
Sure, but you still have opinions. It seems like
of
your own.
What
are those? Could you share maybe one with us?
I think that they are a defense that I maybe worry about their ability to take the ball away because they haven't been able to do that a whole lot the last couple of years. You know that I've said my piece about John Butler many, many times, and I wonder if that's going to be a net negative on that side of the ball. I am intrigued by the talent on the defensive line, though I'm certainly not going to pretend like I think they're going to be awesome. Jim and O'Neill. Wow, Josh got screamed at by both Jack and John this week. Yeah, I don't even know why I triggered Jack so much here. Do you need a runza?
Kind of. It sounds good. I got a whole bunch of Diet Mountain Dew for later that it would go well with. It's a nice match.
All I was trying to say when you weren't paying attention was Michael said what he did, and it seems like that has changed the tune of some people this week about the defensive side of the ball. And thus, me personally have started to maybe for the first time view the Cincinnati game as a bit more of a toss-up than I had been viewing it throughout much of the offseason. But that's just me.
I understood all that, and then I just asked you, is there anything separate from Michael, what he said that you had concerns about? That's all. That was just.
I gave you my. I mean, in all seriousness,
and you answered.
Yeah. I gave you lots of things that I'm concerned
Butler.
About with the
it's
defense.
Butler and not being able to kick the ball away.
and the young guys on the defensive line. Like I've been hearing for years, and I've said it too. I'm not going to pretend like I haven't been one of these guys, but you have a player or players that were on the bench behind veteran guys who are more talented, supposedly, right? And it's like, yeah, now finally the old guy is out and the new guy is in. and then the new guys aren't as good, and there's a reason that they were sitting on the bench, even if their talent, in theory, is better. And so I am not as bullish on the defensive line as a lot of people are. Though, and I think you said this, Jack, to Stibbs and I yesterday, and I think you said this to me on
in the club.
And that is, and I guess you could say it again, but I don't know, man. I'm just a little concerned, I guess, about that.
Fair enough. I just want to know if there were what the specific reasons are. It's a good thing that we don't do everything Michael does like that, or we'd all be wearing like reversed NFL sweatshirts, black here, gold
weird.
Here, black letters, gold here. I didn't quite grasp. But again, I was subject to it too because I'm up on Riley Van Poppel. I got a little of that taste of the Riley Van Poppel excitement, and I've been sniffing it a lot over the course of the last few weeks, to be honest, when I'm a little down. And it's helped. It has helped. I don't know. Yes, I have a level of confidence in this defense that probably most don't, based on experience that isn't necessarily, and I've said this a million times, so I don't want to go back down the same path, but experience that is not necessarily primary starting experience, based on higher ceilings, I think, for some of the players at certain positions, especially linebacker. And then based on, and I don't worry so much about the coaching situation, which you mentioned, because I tend to think, look, I am not a rubber stamp on Matt Rule for things, but I do think he's been very consistent in having good defenses and good defensive lines every single place that he's been, including the Panthers, like everywhere that he's been. And that's kind of was his reputation coming in here. And so far, Josh, his defensive line, even with low expectations coming into the season, has outperformed the expectations both years that he's been here, and probably at his other stops too. So it's hard.
Yeah, you pointed that out before year one, and that's what you said on the show this week. Before year one, I mean, Jack, these were the concerns we had 2 years ago. Like, how are they going to stop the run? How are they going to get to the passer? How are they going to do anything good on defense? We thought the offense was going to have to carry them. And the only reason that the team won 5 games in 2023 was because of the defense, as they lost multiple games by a score of 13-10.
Like, I honestly, and I'm not just adopting this from Michael, but like, if there was a position group that I'm just afraid is going to be out-talented, it's the defensive backs, because I think we know, again, most of them, we kind of know they're good players, but they're not probably becoming all Big Ten players right during the course of this year, at least the ones who are veterans back there. And that's kind of where my concern is, I think, in terms of getting into matchups where there are a lot of those guys that end up giving them problems. Like apparently that practice looked to some degree. I didn't see it either. I wasn't there. But that's probably it. And then if they were, and it's also a little harder because the guys they're going to work into the defensive backfield that are new or younger or transfers is like, we just don't know exactly who it's going to be, to be honest. Like, I think we can give a better summation of who's going to work into the rotation at defensive line and linebacker than I would agree. Beyond the obvious people at defensive back. I mean, Sierra, I think, is obvious. I think Hartzog, Buford, those guys, Singleton.
Is it because there are just many bodies back there? Is that what it is?
Yeah. Well, it's because you have these combination of the veterans, Hartzog, Singleton, Buford, and to a degree Sierra Wright, and then everyone else is kind of like new, basically, or has a little bit of experience. But you have those 4, and so do you really rely on those 4 plus 1 or 2? Or are a couple of those guys edged out by someone younger? I think that's what and then you've got the transfer, right, from Idaho as well. That's in the mix too. I don't know a lot about him. I heard him talk the other day, but I think that's why I don't know where that high ceiling in the defensive backfield is exactly. And I think I can identify it at both other levels.
Matt writes, do you think we're overlooking the impact of Phil Snow? It's funny. I don't, for the record. I think that a lot of my optimism about the defensive side of the ball actually is because of Phil Snow. I don't know about you, Jack, but and I guess part of that too is kind of what you said a few minutes ago, and that's just, look, Matt Rule's defenses are what they are. And I don't say that in a negative way, of course. Like, his defenses are good because of Matt Rule, but I think that Phil Snow has also played a large part in that. So I like that he's on that side of the ball. I like that he's helping out. I think that is going to be a positive. I mean, look, man, I can definitely get excited about some of the new coaches on the staff, and I know that the majority of the time when we discuss that, we're thinking about the offensive side of the ball, but Braden on the defensive line, I think, is pretty interesting as well. Like, look, Mitch Holthus isn't going to crap on anybody related to the Chiefs, but he's had some real positive things to say whenever we talk to him, and it's in passing, right? Like, we're not, hey, can we talk about Coach Braden again? But every time he comes up, Mitch Holthus is pretty excited for Nebraska in terms of what they're getting on the defensive line.
Yeah. Well, it's do you think there's more consistent belief about the quality of the defense or the offense? Right?
Say that again.
It was a really weirdly worded question. Do you think there's more confidence in what the defense is or what the offense is this year among the fans that you've talked to?
Ooh, I don't know. I think that some people it's offense and some people it's defense.
I feel more confident about the defense, about just knowing what they are, and that they're going to be solid, like good.
Yeah,
I would say that's my expectation for them, and I feel like there's not a ton. People throw it back in my face if I'm totally wrong about that, but I feel pretty good that they're going to be like a top 50 defense, basically. Top 50, top 40 defense.
And so what if you say, I feel confident that they will be a top blank offense? How low is that number for you?
I have 70? No idea. I don't even know. What were they last year, for instance?
You talking about just raw points per game?
Yeah, it depends what. I guess I throw that out there, and I don't know what the agreed upon metric is, if it's points per game or, it's not about yards, man. It's about points. But
if we just went straight points per game, which is the most basic of offensive stats that matter, 103. Is where they ranked 103rd. Yeah.
Wow. What about
real quick? I'm asking. Oh, what do you want to know? I think defense.
Yeah, what was defense?
14. And by the way, when I ask you this question, this is not what's their ceiling. They were 17th last year in defensive points per game. This is not to ask you, Jack, how good can they be? Because I think that's a more fun discussion to have about the offense. But confident,
I agree.
What's the floor that you're saying they will definitely be top blank on offense?
I think there's more variation.
100%. The floor and ceiling is it's an elevator, right?
Jeez. That's a really interesting question, Josh. That's the hardest question by far. Is what, like, I think I can feel confident about telling you their ceiling, but what is their floor? A little better than last year, I guess. With Holgerson another year of Raiola, I think it's better than last year, but I wouldn't go like way, way, way higher because you just don't know how much Raiola is going to develop. So I would say top 75. Maybe.
Is that a disappointment? 80. Let's say that they're 75.
Yeah.
And they hit the floor. Is that a disappointment?
Of course it is. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
If you hit a floor, it's always a disappointment, I would say.
Yeah. Husker from you says, what about points per drive? So I don't know where that stat is. I need to find that one because Nebraska, they're not going to be really that much better in that. Let's see if I can find it real fast. Nope, that's points per play. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I wish Severe was in here right now because I know he'd be able to help me out with this stat.
Plus,
sorry.
He could just tell us the answer to every question there is.
This is wild. We had him on. We had a great discussion, and now you're just shitting all over him.
I am not. I think he's got great ideas, and he's probably right. I took the Riley Van Poppel thing. I'm not saying that. I'm just surprised how he controls the narrative so much.
All right. I have an answer, actually, on points per drive. They were 45th, so way better, Jack, than points per game. Yeah, well, that's way better. Wow, interesting.
All right, well, then I'll say a little better than that then.
Yeah. Oh, wait, never mind, Jack. No, sorry. I don't know what the hell. That was Nets points per drive, so that was including offense and defense. 82nd in the country in points per drive on offense. There we go.
I was going to guess 75, but 82nd.
Yeah.
Okay.
82nd, yeah.
I don't know, top 60, maybe?
In points per drive?
Yeah.
They're going to be faster this year.
I would think the floor is still better than last year because of the offensive coordinator, because you've got
definitely better than last year.
A second-year quarterback, because you have, I think, a better offensive line. You got basically not a change in the running back situation. And the wide receiver room, I just can't see it being worse than last year. Like, there's none of those groups, positions, or coaching that I could see actually moving down, right? Mm-hmm. Who knows what can happen, but at least that's how I look at it. None of those have at least on paper downgrade from where they were last year. Any of the position groups, right? Maybe tight end. I don't know.
That's a good question. That's another good question. Downgrade? Because I don't, I think a lot of people would say, whoa, the running back room hasn't improved. But I would say, yeah, but has it downgraded?
It hasn't. That's what I said. None of them have.
For sure.
It's the same. I mean, it's essentially the same, right?
Unless, I'll make a quick argument. By the way,
I guess you don't have Ramir. You don't have Ramir, so.
Or Dowdell, because my argument was going to be, unless you're worried about Emmett Johnson or any of the running backs' ability to finish drives and score rushing touchdowns.
Not sure if people know this about this podcast. Pro Emmett Johnson. So
have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
Yes, this is a pro. I guess we should tell people when they come in. We should have a flag up on the door so people know.
Shoot, Jack. In this house,
Emmett Johnson positive, friendly environment, right?
Okay, safe somebody space. Remind me. Send me tag me in a message in like an hour to make a sign that says, "In this house, we believe that Emmett Johnson is a 1,200-yard all-purpose back." That apparently that Michael Severe's words should not be taken as the gospel. I got to figure out what the Jackson.
Think if Michael said that. Think if Michael said that. It'd get him on like the Heisman list. I mean, it'd be incredible.
It really
we don't have
would.
that kind of influence, obviously, but
yeah. Caleb Henry says, "I test Emmett." By the way, Husker from you wanted to know that stat points per drive on defense. It was 23rd in the country last year, so very very similar to the points per game allowed. 23rd is what they were.
And like that one. I mean, that one, the floor, I mean, I think is, like I said, I don't know, top 40, Welcome to America's top 40. The top 40 defenses in America.
Matt points out another sign idea. We love running quarterbacks. Yeah, you definitely love running quarterbacks, Jack. As people saw, as people saw on Wednesday in Be Kind Husker Rewind, the 2023 Minnesota. I don't know
what it is, man. I don't know what it is. I have.
It's your youth. It's your youth. It makes sense. I understand.
My youth. My youth is why I like running quarterbacks.
When you were a youth, you were not
because I saw running quarterbacks
when you were a child. Yes,
I would almost say that's probably true, but I would almost say that based on my extensive video gaming career, I have come to the conclusion as a coach and general manager that it is foolish not to have a quarterback that can run.
Interesting. Well,
I think it's just a missed opportunity for your offense.
Well, so tough look for Dylan Raiola then, Jack, because he
can run. Did you see him in the Ohio State game?
Yeah, I did. People apparently, Jack, and I don't want to take what other people say, but it sounds like he's faster now. He lost some weight. He's faster now.
Even better. I like how that sounds. Look, I don't know if you guys have heard of this, but sometimes he's compared to Patrick Mahomes. This is the quarterback for the Chiefs, and occasionally,
interesting.
You can Google it, but Patrick Mahomes has run for yards before also. And so if you transfer, those things, if that is a true comparison, then Dylan Raiola also could run for yards. People might not know that. It's a little insight. So
JB writes, so I think for anyone to be out on Dana right now, would just be to be contrarian, not based on any evidence. Going against the evidence, really, maybe it won't work out, but we won't have any reason to think that right now.
Nobody is. The only thing that they would say, the only skepticism about the offense, I think, would just come from that personnel.
The players.
Enough.
Yeah, so it seems like, Jack, I think there's like a huge argument in the chat right now that is about how good the offense can be based off of your number of 75. But I don't think you were saying that as a net negative on Holgorsen. It was personnel.
I just said that's just said. Well, first of all, I said it's
the floor.
I baked that in. I said I think they will be better than last year as their floor because of Holgorsen and because they have a second-year quarterback and one who's a 5-star quarterback. Yeah. Maybe I didn't bump that floor high enough, but that was why I bumped it up, to be honest, because of those two things. I think the floor is better than last year because of Holgorsen and Raiola's experience and being healthy. How much better? You can disagree with how much higher, but that's a floor. Like,
what's the ceiling?
As you said, the fun conversation is the ceiling.
What's the ceiling?
I don't know, man.
Hey, let's do a little edging for a moment.
Oh, baby.
I know.
We need a graphic when we do. These are my favorite parts of the.
All right. Okay. And I think, by the way, this is going to be a segment on the coffee show come the season. You remember Jack did that 20-minute thing on the Grum recently? All right, Jack. I'm gonna name some things. Can
we whisper this or not? Is that okay?
I don't know. My wife's listening right now, so I know she doesn't.
I love it when we whisper this segment. I like when we whisper this segment.
How does the whispering sound in my new microphone, Jack? Does it sound good?
I like that.
Yeah.
What if
All right. Girl says I'm uncomfortable.
Everyone
right.
gets so uncomfortable with this. It's sad. I love it.
Yeah.
There's a-
Moist. Just say moist.
Well, wow.
Moist.
That's over the line.
Now you're
I won't.
uncomfortable. All right.
Yes.
All right. Here we go. You got a year 2 quarterback who is a 5-star. Who has a very talented arm, even though he underthrew a lot of players last year for some reason, but he has a really good arm. All right.
He was injured last year. He was not healthy last year.
Yeah. Lost a little weight, can scoot a little bit
Lost.
more, can move in the pocket. People forget that he is, Patrick Mahomes reincarnated. Okay.
And the newness is gone. And the new, I mean, we can talk about it. Let's build this up fully. Let's fully establish this situation. Okay, I need some detail to really get into it.
Yeah.
So he's not a freshman anymore, right?
Remember the arm angles, Jack? Remember the arm angles? He can do all sorts of things. Maybe he'll do a left-handed pass this year like Mahomes.
Yes.
How fun would that be? That could be a lot of
fun. He's not kind of new. He's not within his first few months of living in Lincoln. He's been here now. He knows the coaches. He knows the players. He's spent a lot of time. He's become more actually the leader he tried to portray himself as, which is difficult as a freshman. That's not a rip on him. It's just difficult to be that guy as a freshman.
19-year-old, yeah, for sure.
But you sometimes you try and manifest something, right? Because you think you should. I've done this before in my own life, but then you start to get experience, you start to actually be that person, and you're like, oh, wow, I actually can do this. I don't have to just sort of put up the front that I can. So you got
all right, so you start there. Oh, hey, Jack, we also forgot his play caller is one of the best offensive minds in college football and has been a proven commodity at every stop that he's had. And he doesn't have to worry about being a head coach anymore. He is an offensive coordinator and play caller.
Also, he's been refreshed by traveling around the world.
The guy is a gallivanter. He loves gallivanting. All right, so you start there. Oh, I thought Jack was about to leave for a moment. I thought something was happening upstairs for 5 seconds. Look at that. That's Holgorsen.
This is where Holgerson's been just in the last 2 off seasons.
Just put there. Oh, he went to South America.
We should get some. We should get some. Now, this is the map in 1982. So this is the Soviet Union here.
Oh, nice.
So some of it might not be accurate.
It's like the Beatles boundaries. Song. He's back in the USSR.
Right, but here we are right there. Yeah. But Dana has been here and here and here and here. Wow. And not in the Soviet Union. India maybe there. I don't know. I can't remember.
I don't remember.
Here, that's Europe? The Middle East. Probably not. Europe. All up in here.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Definitely. All right. So I'm going to get some. This is going to be our allegory for Dana throughout the year.
Perfect. This could be
good. And we're gonna put little. I'll get some tabs and we can put where he's been. We'll have to get that graphic from the Pinstripe Bowl. Yes, can somebody effort that? Thank you.
Dana Jab says Dana traveled back in time to Soviet Russia. He has incredible ability.
He may have.
To do things. Yeah,
he may have. There's a chance that he actually was the one who made the wall come down in Germany. It's Dana Holgorsen from 2024. Went back in time. And we didn't know it, but 2024 Dana Holgorsen was there. People don't think of that, and I think that's possible. But he's refreshed from those travels, Josh. I mean, that's the reality of it. He's refreshed. He's living a new life, like you said. Not a head coach, doing what he wants to. WFH sometimes, that kind of thing. Living life, that sort of thing. And it's really refreshed him.
Wow, what a life! What a life! All right, so that's the quarterback and the play caller. Oh, Jack, I mean, have you seen this? Have you heard about this? Emmett Johnson averaged 20-plus touches per game in the final 4 games, over 100 yards from scrimmage per game over the last 4 games when the Gallivanter took over as his play caller. Interesting. Could he maybe be a force to reckon with for Nebraska's offense in 2025?
Yeah, I think that'll do. Yeah, you haven't heard this a lot, that Emmett Johnson could be good this year. But
no,
in this
not
scenario,
even Michael has said this. This is us. This is only us.
We own this. I am going to protect the intellectual property of that before Michael comes for it.
Plant the flag.
Plant the Emmett Johnson flag. Yes, working together, they've been great. If we're doing our best case scenario, Emmett plus Dana equals Hart. Basically,
there you go. Perfect. And then Jack, let's move to the wide receiver room, which is upgraded. No longer is the guy who was wide open against Iowa and could have maybe scored a touchdown and ended the game and then dropped the pass. No longer is he on the roster. I love Mr. Banks, but I like my dog more. And that guy's not around. Meanwhile, they upgraded. They got Dane Key. They got Isaiah Hunter. They have all these freshmen that are coming in. Oh, don't forget about Ja'Cory Barney, who was like one of the few bright spots on the offense this year. And we're not even talking special teams, but he's going to have 1 billion returns for 1 billion yards on special teams this year.
Also, he'd in the maybe we learned as much from that practice that I was not at, but I read about, heard about, and watched some video of about Ja'Cory Barney kind of taking a new position within this team as sort of a hype man leader that he wouldn't have had as a freshman. Perhaps there's a new generation that is kind of a new post-groin kick generation, you might say, that is starting to take the reins of the leadership and kind of the mental state of this team. I would say that would be, if that were true, that would be important.
And then, Jack, there's the offensive line that people are saying would make the 1995 group look like a bunch of idiots. It's I think how
no one said that. No one said that.
Oh, okay. But they could
there's
be
no
good.
one that said that. Yes.
Jack, the word that people are using to describe the offensive line lately is strength. Could they be a strength of the football team? A strength of the offensive side of the ball? If the offensive line, Jack, has a strength, then everything else that we just mentioned takes care of itself.
It even gets better. It even gets better. And the reason people think that obviously is because of the potential of the 2 transfers, right? I think you're kind of and you're kind of at status quo. Of course, you lost some guys who are part of that status quo, but you still have a weird amount of depth, honestly, of guys who have played and some choices and some depth. If you have injuries, which you will have injuries, you always do. Yeah. But it's like you've got that. You think you're gonna, and then whatever you build on that with the transfers, I feel like that's the uphill. And if those transfers, Josh, both hit, here's exactly what it looks like. Both of those guys are hits, right? And then you have some real development by some of the young guys like Gatula. Gatula takes a big step because he kind of got thrown into action as a young guy last year. And then the center, Evans, right?
Justin Evans.
Evans, yeah. If Evans' position change really, I mean, I don't know if that feels like his natural position or not, because he was playing guard before. But he's always been pretty, I mean, I've thought pretty well of him. The people who have know more about offensive line that I've heard from have liked him generally. If he moves to center and continues to go on that upward track, I mean, this is the scenario that you're talking about. And I think those are the guys too. It's the 2 transfers and maybe Gatula and Evans when you're talking about ceiling for me.
All right, so we just named all of those things.
But you still have Prohaska and Corcoran and Lutovsky and Kanak and all those guys, yeah.
By the way, I haven't told you, Michael loves the way you say Lutovsky, how you call him Lutovsky. He thought that you were doing a bit and calling him tough.
Lutovsky.
It's Lutovsky.
Lutovsky. Lutovsky.
Lutovsky.
Somebody go to the Huskers website where they pronounce it.
It's Lutovsky.
I actually want to hear it from my own ears. I don't.
He was like, "That's a good bit by Jack to call him tough."
Okay, I don't take everything as gospel that he says. Where is this? Hold on, I'm gonna play it, but you won't be able to hear it. Shoot. Unless I pull up the screen. Where is it? All right.
Don't do that. Just play it in your own ears. You don't have to screen share.
Don't talk. I want to hear this. Okay, he said Lutovsky.
All right, Jack. So we have now
in the range of mispronunciations. That's so minor. It's so minor, though. How did you even notice that? That's like Rayola.
I mean, I've noticed. I've always why does he call him Lutovsky? D'Lo writes, Jack. Talking this out, I now have significantly more confidence in the offense than the defense. All right, we just did all of those things, Jack. Let's put it into a bowl and stir it around. What's the ceiling for the offense? Top 25?
I think that's about right. Yeah, top 25.
Can you imagine
that's what I was going to say.
The equation of the season if Nebraska's offense is top 25? Can you imagine what that would mean? If you just want to go straight points, and again, so not the fancy stuff, 25th last year would mean 33.5 points per game.
Paint a more specific picture. Give me a team in that range from last year that would be a comp.
All right, let's see. Around that, number 28. Jack, you've heard of this team. Penn State. You know Penn State. They finished 28th.
I believe I have, yeah.
How about this team, Jack? They were number 29th in scoring offense. Texas. Have you heard about The Horns, have you heard about them?
I have.
Whoa, look at this. Another playoff team at 30. Arizona State. Interesting. Number 22, Alabama.
So far, by the way, you've talked about 3 very highly thought of quarterbacks on that list that you mentioned.
Hey, how about this guy? You love this player. Colorado was also 30th in scoring offense last year, except against Nebraska. Am I right, everybody?
Yeah. I look like a toilet. Man. Yeah. So no, that'd be great. That would be huge, Josh. That'd be amazing. And then you get a little bit, and then I mean, you don't even need top, whatever, wherever the defense was last year. I mean, you can get by with top 50 defense then. If you got that, it's a outscore situation then with the other teams. Woo, baby. That was fun. That was fun. Now, a good question was just asked in the chat. I believe it was by Adam. What about special teams? We should do this for special teams now that we did it with offense and defense, right?
Special teams.
Where were they last year? What's the floor? What's the ceiling?
Jack, they were basically the worst in the country.
So
they were basically the worst in the country.
So I don't think they're going to get worse than that.
I'm going to guarantee.
Hot take.
I will guarantee the special teams will be better. The more, like you said, the better question is, but how much better and what is the floor?
Is that the eternal floor of all of college football that will forever be a standard? I mean, 2024 Nebraska special teams.
Jack, they couldn't snap the football. I mean, what are we talking about here, right? They could not snap the football.
Is there an agreed upon special teams metric? I don't even know how you would do those. I think
I always just look at Bill Connolly. I like looking at SP+.
Okay, and Nebraska was toward the very bottom, if not at the very bottom.
I can pull it up real fast if you'd like, but it was. Let's see. I think, Jack, because how many teams were in college football last year? I guess I'll be able to tell you the answer in 5 seconds.
100.
Guess.
30. 132.
134. Nebraska's special teams was 122. So look at that.
Not the all-time worst.
Not the all-time worst, but it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. What's the floor?
Okay, here's what the floor looks like. It's not the coaching. The coaching doesn't change. This position coaching doesn't change that much. I'm not saying I believe that. I actually don't believe that. But that's how you hit the floor. But even if that's the case, it still has to be better. It still has to be fairly significantly better. So I was going to say top 100, but I think it's higher than that even. We'll say top 100 just to be
top 100.
Yeah. You know what? I need to learn my lesson from the Chronicles because there's been a lot of coaches here, Josh, and it'd be interesting to graph where they've been over the years. But a lot of people are pretty excited about Bruce Reed, as we saw in the BYU game.
Yikes. Wow, look at this guy. He's getting things done.
And all the tweets about how awesome Bruce Reed was. That was amazing.
Yeah, Adam says, were they worst in the Power Four? So I wish I could organize this page by each individual category, but I can't. So I'm unable to tell you.
Look at the list and read the teams below them.
Well, okay, never mind. Arizona State was 131 last year on special teams. So at the very least, there was one power team that was worse than them. This is such a hard question to answer, Jack, mainly because, again, the simplest things like snapping the ball, I don't know what being able to snap the ball does for special teams rankings. Like, I know that's not built into Connolly's formula, but of course, if you snap the ball well, then that means you can kick the ball. And if you can kick the ball, you have a better chance of making the field goal than you do if you can't snap the ball. So I don't know what a floor, like what a good floor, like maybe you're right in 100. Matt, a couple of moments ago, said 65. Like, that's essentially improving by half. Like, can they do that?
Let's go. I mean, like, is the floor a top half of college football team in special teams?
See,
no way.
I don't
Absolutely
know.
not.
No,
it's not. The answer is no.
Well, here's the thing, though.
The floor is worse than that.
Not to edge a little bit more. But dude, the way that everyone's talking about this Archie guy at punter, Archie Wilson with his what is it called?
Ambifootable.
Yeah, like that. Yes, I mean the guy's ambifootable, Jack. Like, what could that mean? And I can't. First of all, there's going to be a lot of retweets coming because a certain scribe hated when Nebraska played BYU in 2015. and they were doing the rugby style punting, and now Nebraska has a rugby guy, and he's going to be doing it with both legs. DC says he's a frog. He's a frog, Jack. Jabs I love it because Jabs doesn't pay attention anymore to the day-to-day Husker football. He gets to learn things. Yes, Jabs.
I know. He's
legs.
We can really shape his narrative in his head.
We are the Michael Severe of his life.
In some ways, yes.
Yeah,
in some ways, yes. I'm getting pushback for being too low on the floor here, just because of Eckler. Listen, just because a coach has come in and done well other places has not meant during this era that they just step in and it goes the same here. Come on. Do we not just make that's do you disagree with that, Josh?
I don't think I do in principle. The argument that I will, I guess, present to you, if I were trying to say, like, Jack, you're going to be wrong here, I would say the kicker's probably going to be
probably
new.
But we're talking about the floor.
No, I know, but here's why. The kicker is probably going to be new. The punter is definitely going to be new, and they were going to be able to do the most basic things that they couldn't do last year. I just don't know, like, what that is worth. You know, what is it worth in rankings to be able to do the things that a college football team should be able to do? I don't know the answer to that question. Is that worth 30 spots? Is it worth 40 spots? I don't know. Like, Jack, if every kickoff goes out of the end zone and thus there are never returns, which I think is going to be the plan for I just think they're going to try to boom the ball. And I'm guessing they're going to fair catch a lot of the time too. So the field position game in theory should be also better on kickoffs. Now, let's see what happens on punt returns. Like, that's how they make the most growth, right?
Even if you accept that Eckler necessarily, for sure, 100% really brings things up, and I think he will, but we're talking about a floor here. You also have to factor in the personnel that he's got, right? And the time he takes to be able, I mean, there's like more to the equation. I know everybody thinks you plug a good coach in, it changes everything. And Nebraska's just never got good coaches, and that's why they've lost for 10 years over and over again. Sorry, folks.
Oh, here we go.
It's a little more complex than that. I know everyone wants to boil it down to that, but you can't. I'm sorry.
Two things. I do think that they are going to put more starters or more like second-string guys on special teams this year, so I don't think it's going to be bottom of the depth chart people. And I do want to say this. I understand what you're saying because Matt says we can't expect Nebraska to be top half in college football and special teams. He's like quoting you. You're saying in year one. You're talking about in 2025. You're not saying that they're not going to be really good in 2026.
That's not even what I'm the question is, what is the worst case scenario you could imagine? It is not what do you think will happen? We've been doing this exercise for over a half hour.
Yeah.
And we've been talking about floors and ceilings. I was asked where I think the worst case scenario is. In my experience, which is extensive, with worst case scenarios,
we've watched some games.
I don't think this is that crazy. Okay. For a floor, do I think no? Those are the ceiling? Extremes.
What's the ceiling?
The ceiling? I don't really have any real limit on the ceiling. This feels like you could turn it around faster than anything with a different coach, to be honest. After I do
kind of wait, whoa,
you can. I just said you can. There's a difference between you can and you will. There's a difference between you can and you will. There's a difference.
Interesting. So Nebraska's
you can turn around special teams faster than you can the other two, I would say, because there are fewer.
A new coach could turn things around in a timely manner.
I've said this for.
Interesting. You just said 2 minutes ago, what are you going to expect? The special teams coach to turn things around?
I did not say that.
I'm going to edit these two together.
I did not say that.
This is Rick James.
I said again, you won't expect that it's a guarantee that it will happen. It's a difference between can and will. I know there are people who understand what I'm saying in the chat. I know it. But anyway, yeah, I do think that. I don't know.
Scott says it feels tense in here today. We're just really excited for football season. We're ready to argue.
That's fine. We don't argue much during the summer. It sucks.
Yeah.
It's been we getting along way too much. It's time for
Mo says I just joined and it does feel weirdly on edge this morning. It all started when Jack was listening to me earlier and the show got off to a terrible start.
I visit a prostitute once in my life during the war and I hear about it every day for the rest of my life.
By the way, I agree.
Look who's on my side.
For the record, I don't disagree with you though.
Oh, neither. Yeah, you don't even disagree with me either. If you guys don't like it, I think they have. I just don't. I think there's a wide range with special teams because we don't totally know what the personnel looks like. We don't totally know what the impact of Eckler would be. I think I already said it's going to improve for sure by 30 spots in the rankings. That's not good enough for some of you. I would guess, but I think I would guess maybe he could change it enough. And there's you got a new punter, that's big. You got new snapper,
yeah.
that's big as well.
Hell yeah.
And so I think, and I just don't know how consistent they're going to be if they're the type that have a ceiling that can get you up there. But I don't know. Yeah, I would think top 20. I would say top 20 maybe would be a ceiling.
Jesus Christ, can you imagine if they were top 20 on offense and special teams? Jack, they're going to go 11-1. Oh,
you could. So I would say I think 90 to 20 is in play. I don't think that's that crazy whatsoever.
Wow, this was awesome. Look at us.
So I want to see all these. So what would be a fun exercise now is like give us a comp on every one of these units at the ceiling, one on the floor, and one in the middle. And it's too much to do right now, but that'd be interesting.
Here, I'll just scroll because, again, I can't organize this. Okay, this is going to trigger you. Number 24 in special teams last year, Indiana. Number 26, Oregon. Number 14, Miami. See, the hard part is
special teams. Sorry,
I don't even remember any of these. Like Kansas State was 21. I don't remember anything about Kansas State special teams.
Oh,
Michigan was 17.
Yeah, I don't remember this for anyone's special teams. I don't know.
Correct.
I assume good teams were good special teams.
Illinois was
Ohio
State special teams. Yeah,
Ohio State. You're right. The comps don't help with special teams.
Ohio State, oddly, Jack, and they had a punt return for a touchdown that kind of helped turn the tide in the Indiana game. They were 47th in special teams. So, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to
also they gave up
this one out.
Gave up a big field goal to John Holt before halftime.
John Holt. Of course, I remember that. Matt says, "What if Nebraska made one extra field goal per game last year? What would their offensive ranking be?" So, if they had 3 extra points per game last year, Nebraska, who ranked 104th or 103rd at 23.5 points per game. Wow, this is pretty crazy, Jack. They would have gone all the way up to 77th with 1 extra field goal a football game. 1 extra field goal a football game.
I'm going to guess, though, in that, like you said, with the punt return or the return for Ohio State, you get a couple of punts blocked, and it really throws that number off, too, right? And so you just have a couple of errors, and that could mess that number up quite a bit, I would guess. So that's also why I think you have to account for still a pretty wide range in special teams. But I'm excited
because there's so many phases in special teams. It's not just offense. It's like just score more, right? But special teams, it's covering, it's returning, and then it's punting, and it's actual field goals and PATs. And like there's like 5 or 6 things.
And we watch all of these games for these eras, and it seems like the same stupid freaking things are happening, especially on punts and punt return and punt coverage. Those two, just like always, it doesn't quite work like other teams. But now we got this like dude perfect type punter. He's punting with both feet and like doing bicycle. Like he's gonna turn around backwards and do like a bicycle kick.
He'll be like a soccer player.
That'd be cool. Like
dude, that would be so great. He rolls. What the hell is he doing?
He's the first ever trick punter that you have in a game. This is a novelty. This will get a lot of clicks.
And one, are they gonna need hot sauce to come out there? And
he's like
all those guys.
He is like a dude perfect and one mixtape type punter. It's like if there were an NFL blitz now and they had punts in it, he'd be the punter, right? Doing the crazy things. So this is our punter now. People forget this is big.
Adam says, first Jordan says if we're top 20 in special teams, Eckler deserves a statue. To which Adam says a levitating statue of him jumping. Yeah, can we make
this happen? That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I like that.
Jabs has a gif of Nebraska's new punter punting the ball.
If he doesn't do one of those this year in a like slight blowout game, right, I will be a little disappointed given everything I heard about Saturday night. Running backwards, they're like, oh no, what is he doing? Is this a fake? Or he fakes like he dropped the ball and he runs backward and then all of a sudden like Ronaldo freaking pew, like back over his head. There's nobody, everybody's run up. There's nobody back there. It goes over everyone's head. And the ball just rolls and rolls and rolls into the wind. Amazing.
That would be incredible. That would be absolutely incredible.
That's my dream for the special. That's the ceiling, Josh. That's the ceiling.
That one play. Everything else is golden if he's able to do that.
They can snap it to Seward as far as I'm concerned on every other punt if he does that once.
Oh my gosh. Absolutely awesome.
Would that be a legal kick?
Why wouldn't it? As long as you're behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, there's no rule about where your head needs to be when you punt it.
Yeah, you're allowed to jump over people and do backflips.
How would it not be?
Yeah. Oh,
I mean, it's the closest thing we've had to that is Chevin Wiggins.
Chevin Wiggins. He did do that, didn't he?
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what he did.
Yeah.
He was laying on the ground when he did it.
Oopsies. Some people said it was illegal, but the refs didn't call it. Jack, can you imagine if that happened in Nebraska in the groin kick era, that somebody did an illegal kick for a touchdown? How mad you would be?
How unfair. Nebraska gets so many calls. Oh.
All right. Wow. That was the Saturday morning coffee show. If you missed it, no, Jack, we're not saying goodbye just yet.
In
Don't
season, baby. It's 10:36. We got to go clean up storm damage. Let's go.
Yeah, we do. If you missed it, we announced it a little bit earlier in the podcast. We'll put up the graphic one more time. We are so happy to welcome Ben Stevens to the podcast. He's going to start in a couple of weeks, Friday the 22nd. Jackie tweeted about it. He said that he is going to do a preview on that Friday on the 22nd, a full season preview for all 18 Big Ten teams on Friday, August the 22nd. So stay tuned for that.
Nice.
That comes in a couple of weeks. We are so excited to welcome Ben onto the podcast, to the I-80 Club family.
Ooh,
he's going to join us for some coffee
that gave me
shows
goosebumps.
Well.
Let's go.
Let's go, baby. So yeah, Ben will join us in a couple of weeks. We hope everyone's excited. If you are new to the I-80 Club, if you stumbled upon us, because we've had a bit bigger of an audience than normal on the YouTube channel today, we would love a like and a subscribe. This is the I-80 Club. We do podcasts, I don't know, almost every day now, a variety of things that we're doing. Our football season is going to be
daily
bigger and
lineup
better than ever.
Daily lineup is Sunday is Monday. Ben's going to be Monday though, right?
I thought he's going to be Monday.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want, because we'll see. But
Sunday night is volleyball state for
subscribers. Monday might be Ben, might be Sunday. We'll see. We can talk about that. And then Tuesday will be volleyball state going public.
Correct.
Yes. Yep. Wednesday night will be I-80 Live for subscribers.
Subscribers only, behind the paywall with you and me.
Yes.
Thursday,
where we really get after it. You thought today was exciting.
Yeah.
Wait till it's only the family.
Thursday, I-80 football show.
I-80 football show.
Yep. Every morning. Friday, the
public.
Big Ten
Those
breakdown.
are public.
Those are public. Friday, Big Ten breakdown with Ben. That will be in your feeds on Friday morning.
Public.
And then Saturdays, Saturday morning coffee show. You and me getting you ready for the games. And then the all new, should we say, Jack, that the name of our show is new now?
Do you have a graphic yet? Do you have a graphic yet to show?
I could probably get it uploaded in really, really fast.
Or we can do it next week. I don't care. Whatever.
Okay. Here, let me see if I have. I think I have one real fast. It's the most basic of basic. I will get this uploaded, though, and just vamp, Jack. Say some words.
Well, I'm very excited to have Ben coming in.
Nice.
If you haven't, by the way, caught the last episode of the Groin Kick Chronicles, I'm not going to spoil number one on it. I was surprised. I'll just say I was surprised. And again, this is not me ripping the formula. I was surprised, though.
All right. So coming this football season, the all-new post-game show after Nebraska football.
I recognize. Look at that.
Look at that.
Here we go.
Look at that. Going to be awesome. Also, Matt says, don't forget Monday National Fun League.
Is that true?
TBD on that. Well, that's
Matt's telling me that. And I'm like, really?
Matt.
He's telling me something then.
Schaefer is moving. He has said he wants to do the show. So we'll see. It will return. Yeah. We just don't know exactly when. But yeah, after Nebraska football comes your way on Saturday night. Scott says, why is that football so adorable? Great question. Jab says, we are crushing the cartoon sports ball market. Yes, we are. We have created a volleyball one. We just have to start introducing it as well. But in the group chat, nobody ever tells me which one they like, and everyone disagrees all the time.
They did.
So we'll figure that out eventually.
We might have to just pull the room. So
exactly.
Does a football, he, she, whatever, have a name? They have a name yet?
Matt says Mr. Touchdown. It's Mr. Touchdown USA.
Mr. Okay.
Mr. Touchdown.
Brasky ball and Mr. Touchdown.
Mr. Touchdown. Yeah.
Okay.
So all that coming your way throughout the football season. Jack, I think that's it. I think that's everything. Chronicles in your feed. Now you can do it. Chronicles is in your feed. The epilogue's coming in the free feed on Thursday for subscribers. We picked up multiple subscribers during the podcast today to the Patreon, Jack.
You know why? Because I announced I might be doing a DJ set tonight. RSVP if you would come to a DJ set tonight. If we get enough, go up into the DJ Jack. This is for members. Become a member. I occasionally, for those who are public, I believe it or not, I occasionally get on the tables, virtual tables. And not only do I just play songs, I mix them, and I'm getting better at it. And people seem to like to come watch and hang out, get a drink late on a Friday or Saturday night. I don't know what time it will start, but I'll post it when I know what my schedule looks like. But I'm tentatively planning on doing it tonight. I will tell you if I'm not. So there you go. Probably starting between 9 and 10. Sometime.
Awesome. All right, so we have all of that coming your way. Also, Jack, we're now able to say this. Music by Ian Alio in the I-80 Club.
Did anybody say anything about that intro? I missed the chat.
Yeah, I know. You weren't listening at that
I was paying attention to you. I can't freaking win.
People really liked it.
It was free. So I loved it.
Yeah. That'll be.
Did they recognize it though? Did they get it? Did they get it? You get it?
I don't think anybody said, "Oh, that reminds me of." Should I play like 10 seconds real fast and see if anyone can figure it out?
I want to hear it again. I really liked it. I would like just like a CD of this.
All right, here we go. Anybody figure it out? I don't think anybody.
I'm gonna mix that in tonight. I think I gotta get the BPM on that song.
Nice. We have it in our. He sent it to us in that in the Untitled thing. Let's see. Nice. People are typing. Are they gonna figure out what it is? Royals Girl says no. I don't think Royals Girl was a member of the club when this would have played.
All right, we'll leave the mystery.
Let the mystery.
Although
be.
You probably just gave it away there.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Adam says serious. Nope, not serious. Jab says that was fucking dope. Hell yeah, it was, Jabs.
Let's go.
All right. For Jack, I'm Josh. Music by Ian Alio. We will be back again very soon. Oh,
Matt
one
got
more
it.
thing,
Matt
Jack.
got it.
Nice job, Matt. It is the old intro, the old music from StreamYard. Jack, one more thing. +1 Monday morning. Ross Benish. You and I had a chance to talk to him. That'll be available on
That's
Monday
in the can.
Morning. Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
All right. Awesome. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on the Saturday Morning Coffee Show. He's Jack. I'm Josh. We will talk to you later. Bye-bye.